Okay, hello friends. I'm back. I took a couple weeks off. We had Christmas and the New Year, and life gets busy. It gets really busy. But if you haven't seen my videos before, I'm the Rocky Mountain Picker. I go to yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and I find stuff to flip online for a profit. And I was actually able to fund my trip to Japan fully just off of eBay, whatnot, Poshmark, places like that, and just picking up stuff that's undervalued and being able to sell them myself. Showing you a little clip here. This is Fushimi Inari. This is the Thousand Gates Temple, I believe. I wanted to show you what it looks like. A lot of people take pictures and they show totally empty and, just a long line of all the gates together. But if you don't get there really early, it can be very crowded, kind of like it is here, very busy. Me and my wife were able to get a few pictures of us where it looks like nobody else is around, but there's thousands of people. I mean, hundreds of people. It's kind of crazy how busy it gets. But I mean, I guess that's to be expected in the most populated city on the planet. You have to expect stuff like that. But this video is probably going to be short and sweet. I will show you some clips of me going to book off some cool stuff that I found. I ended up actually not picking anything up on this trip, but I'll show you some of this is the first book off I went to where I found some luxury brands, and I'll talk about that too when I get there. But yeah, it's good to be back. I'm going to keep trying to put these videos out weekly. Make sure that I don't skip any weeks. It can be a lot, though. It can be a lot. I work a full-time job, 40, 50 hours a week sometimes. And then when you add the eBay on top of it, you're packing orders, shipping orders, doing that at night. You have to list, taking pictures, having the time just to go to the estate sales, the yard sales, wherever it is that you can find your items. It's a lot. And then when I try to add in editing videos, it's kind of just a passion project. I'm really enjoying at least being able to put out some of the cool stuff that I find. I share with my wife. I tell her, man, I found this, Game Boy or whatever it is that I find that I can sell for a profit. But I'd like to be able to put it out there for you all too. Let you be able to see the stuff that's possible that you can find. One of my last videos, I actually found some Kugi sweaters. These things. I had actually sold one for $300. I picked up three of them. Sold them $25 each. I picked up three of them, $25 each, so $75. I sold one for $300, but then they actually returned it. They bought it and then returned it after Christmas. So I got a feeling they maybe rented it from me. They used it for a party and then they sent it back. I mean, it is what it is. There's some things that you just can't help. But there's still really cool stuff to be found out there. And when I went to Japan, I couldn't turn off the reselling. I had to go out and look and see what I could find secondhand. This is a Book Off Plus, and at Book Off Plus, Book Offs I think normally just have books, video games, toys. Some of these models, stuff like that. But Book Off Plus, I believe, also has clothing and accessories. I will have another video where I pick up quite a bit of stuff. I don't know if that'll be next week or the week after, but they're called Book Off Super Bazaar. Those ones it's almost like the size of a Walmart. It's just packed. It's full of secondhand goods and toys, dolls, just tons and tons of items. And here I'm not really an expert in any one item, any one category. I love looking at video games and toys and stuff like that, but I definitely would not call myself an expert. So I kind of was just looking, and if something caught my attention, I would maybe do some research on it. But you also got to remember that I actually bought 2 suitcases to bring back. So I wasn't, like right now I'm looking at a PlayStation 5 that just would not make sense to bring back because, depending on the price anyways, but it just wouldn't make sense to fit that in the suitcase. So there were a lot of really cool figures and toys and stuff that I did find that just wouldn't make sense. They wouldn't be able to fit in the suitcase, so that's another part of it when you're bringing stuff back. really cool items still. I wish that I knew a little bit more about cameras and stuff like that, but it was still incredibly fun to go and look, and it was honestly a great time. I would recommend it to anybody if you get the opportunity. Japan was an amazing trip. It was a trip of a lifetime. I ended up going to Disney and Universal, and we went to certain temples like Fushimi Inari. We went to Nara Park where they have the deer that you feed them and they bow. So, I just kind of wanted to I'll make this video short and sweet, but I wanted to show you some of the stuff that you can find that's out there, and I'll probably cut right now to some of the luxury bags. Okay, so I did want to make one other cut here. I know there's a lot of people that are really into sneakers, so maybe some of you sneakerheads might see something here that you think is really cool or really valuable. But I ended up buying a new pair of shoes while I was in Japan. I just went to the Nike store and bought them there, tax free. Maybe I should have looked around at some of these book offs. I brought a pair of shoes to Japan that were kind of on their last leg. I knew I was going to get rid of them, but I know what a good deal you can get in Japan for different items, just because the conversion rate of cash, maybe $100 is or 1,000 yen there would normally equal $10, but then with the conversion rate you're getting about 60 cents on the dollar. So something I would normally spend $100 for, I'm actually only spending about $66 when I'm in Japan. So I knew I was going to get a new pair of shoes, but looking at that display, I don't know, maybe I should have looked at Book Off before I went to an actual Nike store and was looking there. But yeah, I'll cut you to something else that's pretty cool here too. Alright, well, looking through the footage, here's another rack that has some shoes on it. I'm guessing these are the lower end shoes, not as valuable as the ones that were behind the glass, but there was still some pretty cool stuff here. I was taking a look. Like I said, I'm not an expert in anything, so I didn't know what to look for or what I was looking at. And I was just looking at some shoes that I thought were cool. Looking for something in my size maybe, but I did notice a green pair of Nikes as I'm looking. I was looking at these ones. I think I show the price. It was 120,000 yen, 12,000 yen. Okay, right there it says 12,000, which is about $120. You do the conversion, I'd say it's about 80 bucks, $80 for those. I didn't know much about them, but I had heard about some Hulk Nikes. I'll put a comp up on the screen now. And so I didn't know exactly what they looked like, but after inspecting them I knew they weren't right. But as you can see, they go for a couple $100 sometimes. That pair was $400. So I've learned just a little bit, not enough to just be able to pick stuff up without looking it up. But just looking through the store, if there's a lot of clothing people I know that really get most of their inventory is clothes and shoes and stuff like that. So this would have been kind of a paradise to be able to look through stuff like this. I don't know that all the prices were great for reselling, but when you're getting that 40% off basically just from the conversion rate and the cash, you can get some pretty good deals, and if you know what you're looking for, you can find some really good stuff. Alright, and here we have the high-end luxury bags. We got some Louis Vuitton, 80,000 yen. You're looking at about 800 bucks for that bag right there. Conversion rate would maybe turn it to 600. Let me check here. Alright, so I just looked it up, and 80,000 yen equates to about $506, so about 500 bucks. I mean, that's a pretty steep discount just from the conversion rate. And I've heard that a lot of Japanese stores, a lot of these book offs and stuff like that, they check through their stuff pretty vigorously. They tend to mark down a lot of things based on the wear, and you really don't have to worry about authenticity. They make sure that a lot of their items are authentic, and you really don't have to worry about on their shelves and stuff like that. So obviously Coach is going to be a lot less than the Louis Vuitton, but still some pretty high quality items, some pretty cool stuff. I mean, just that Disney, the Mickey Mouse Coach, that's pretty interesting. Maybe that would have been worth looking into a little bit more, but this is just kind of not my niche. So my wife, she definitely would have been looking into a lot of this stuff a lot more than I did, but I kind of just wanted to maybe get a little bit of footage showing the kind of stuff that you can find. Looks like that Gucci wallet right there is about $100. I'm guessing that'd be around $65, $70, changed into American dollars. So really good deals to be found, especially if you're just looking to buy for yourself. My wife was looking for some really high-end luxury bags and items and stuff like that, and so I showed this to her, letting her know that you can find some really good stuff there, really interesting. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, being able, even though I didn't buy anything, just being able to look at what they have, the Michael Kors, Marani, Balenciaga, stuff like that. It was very interesting, really cool. I have some more footage where I pick up a lot more stuff, so I'll put that out next week or the week after. I find a really cool bag. I pick up some anime stuff, so I've got a lot more good footage coming. But I'm just getting back into things. Just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I was able to find, and give you an idea of if you happen to be going to Japan, or you know somebody who is, maybe you want to give them some money so that way they could pick up some stuff for you. This is just to give you an idea of the stuff that you can find. It was really cool, really interesting. So thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. I've got more videos from Japan, and then I still have some footage from before I went, just yard sales, estate sales, stuff like that, and I'm going to keep at it. So make sure you stay tuned and see what I get into next.
Bueno,